other day when we looked at the pendulum problem. Let's get into those groups. We're going to do the active figures again like we've done before. I don't want you to pull up the active figure and play with it until it says in the problem that you're going to do it. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to look at the first figure, active figure 512. I'll pull it up on the screen in just a second. And I want you to answer the first question, in the first 3 sets of questions together in your group. And I want you to answer the first one without looking at the active figure yet, without playing with it. And then afterwards you can go and play with it. As soon as you get the answers resolved, I would like you to answer it on the whiteboards and then turn the whiteboards around so the other groups can't see it. And when it's time, we'll show all the whiteboards and then see which answers each group got.
On the whiteboards, they'll answer the question, and there's a couple different strategies that I use. One is I pull cards, and they choose from the card, one person, whoever's card is pulled from each group, goes around and talks to the other groups and says, this is what we found. And the other way is that they show the whiteboards, and they look to see who's got what answer, and then from there everybody gets to see it, so the whole group is presenting it rather than individuals. So I kind of switch it up back and forth. Partly it makes them comfortable in the class, and partly it gives them a chance to make sure that everybody's accountable for the information. Otherwise, one person solves it and goes, this is how to do it, and then the rest of the group goes, oh, okay. So this is just sort of a way of making that happen. What I find is often the groups don't stay in their groups. They start talking to all the other groups, so which is good. I mean, that's what they should be doing. It's not a competition, although we could turn it into that extra credit or points or something like that. So once I kind of go through and see if they're looking for the resources properly, then I just let them try to work it out. The answers are there; they're findable.
The lecture is still okay, but it's like doing the activity she is giving us, like, so we can discuss with other person like what is that idea and what is mine idea. So mine is a little bit different than theirs, and why is it different? So I know why. If I'm making mistake, so I can improve. But through the lecture, you're just listening to the teacher, and you are not interacting with other students. So you will, if you're confused, you're gonna stay confused. Unless you discuss with someone else. So it's a better to do the activity like she's giving us, so you can interact with other students.
And I like when they have to, I really like when one of them says, I disagree with you. Because then they have to explain, so why is my answer right and yours wrong? And that really helps them try to figure out the concept that they're using and not just a calculation. Because a calculation, most of these guys, they've had calculus. So calculation is merely putting some numbers in and running it through a calculator. But knowing which formula to use, when to use it, why to use it, how to use it, that's a completely different thing. So they have to think about, well, what's the definition of Newton's laws, for example, and how am I going to use that for this situation? And then in that case, then what is it I'm actually calculating?
Well, I did actually in high school once, but it was weird. It was an English class. So you wouldn't expect that, but she reminds me a lot of my English teacher at the time. Was very interactive and got us involved and had us thinking in ways that you normally wouldn't think of. And I learned so much in those classes like that, rather than as she would say, a talking head standing up there and just telling us what we're doing. And I don't think that we do learn productively that way. I think we actually need to be involved. And that's how most people learn, is to actually be involved and to try it and to do a lot of what you would do in lecture on your own. We are in college. We should have that responsibility, I think.